Hello and welcome back to Miss Crafts Let's Player. I am Barbie, an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I am here to show you how to make this adorable card. Now, today we are going to be using the Playful background set, stamp set. We're going to be using the bubbles, the Hostess Love You Lots stamp set, and we're going to be using this little frog, and Time of Year Hostess stamp set, and we're going to be using the Thinking of You. For ink to begin with, we're going to start off with the Archival Stampin' Pad in Basic Black, and I am going to start off first by stamping the little frog. This frog, I think he is so darn cute. And this is the reason, this is the first stamp set that I bought from this catalog last summer. And I had to have him. I thought he was just so darn cute. And the froggy is all nice and cut out. And now I can attempt to stamp this again, hopefully. Hopefully to a little bit more of an acceptable stamp. Doesn't matter how if I get kind of close to that other stamp, just for the fact that I am going to be fussy cutting this particular stamped image out. Much better. Now, as I said, I'm going to be fussy cutting this particular image out. And there we go. And now I am going to stamp the background. I am kind of bouncing around here. I apologize. I am going to take the bubble stamp. My stamp is rather loved and rather stained. I will totally own up to that. And I'm using the Mint Macaron. All of the colors, the ink colors, the paper, and the dimensions of the paper are all at the bottom of this description. And I will stamp the bubbles and make my own DSP out of stamping these background bubbles. And then I take a look at it and see if there's any places that I would want just a little more of a touch. And there we go. My bubble DSP. And with the Mint Macaron as well, I have a sponge. And as you can tell, Mint Macaron is pretty light. I've already used the sponge. But I am going to use this sponge to kind of go around the edge of the frog. And then I will show you how I color this frog in. Now I showed you, or I told you that this is Whisper white paper, which it is. I also wanted to show you with this that I use my aqua pen really lightly to color him in. So it is possible to use your aqua painter with the paper, the Whisper White paper. I'm just going to clean off this stamp quick so that I can use what I call my palette. It's just my bigger ink or stamp block. And I'm going to move this out of the way. Move it thinking of you. And I'm going to go in, and this is the Emerald Envy, stamp that a couple of times. Mint Macaron, well, not stamp, but tap it on there a couple times. The Mint Macaron is rather light, but you can kind of barely see it. I just need a piece of paper towel here to clean off my aqua painter. My stained, super loved aqua painter. And I like to kind of blur these in together. You can barely see the Mint Macaron on there. It's there, I promise. And then quickly, not squeezing the aqua pen at all, just ever so quickly, ever so lightly, go right on over this little frog. I'm going to prove that there's Mint Macaron. See, there's a little green on there. I'm not making up stories here. And see how he's kind of got the little spots on there? Just put just a little too much water on that spot. So it's going to take him just a little bit to dry. But with that, I will let him do a little bit of drying. And I probably should have colored him first. I will be back and I will allow him to dry just a little bit. And welcome back. My froggy is fairly dry. I'm going to let him dry off just a little bit better while I show you real fast. So I have my, as I call it, my palette, and I still have the ink left on there. I just take a baby wipe and just wipe that right off, and it is ready to go for another time. That being said, my cardstock is folded in half. I am going to use my tape runner here real fast to adhere my bubble DSP that I made onto the front. Like so. And I'm just going to put this little frog on here for placement. And again with the tape runner on the back of the Thinking of You. Which I'm going to put right like that. And now that he's had a little bit of extra time to dry, I am going to go hunting out my dimensionals. And sometimes I use 3 dimensionals on the back of a circle. Sometimes I use 4. I think I'm going to go with 4 today. And I'm still trying to figure out the easy way to get the dimensionals, the backing off of the dimensionals. I'll get there. Speed comes with experience. I'm still rather newbie. I am probably going to be calling myself a newbie for another month and a half. Definitely not going to be a seasoned demonstrator by then, but I will have a lot under my belt. And I will put the little frog in a bubble on the front, and there is my finished card. I hope you enjoyed this card, and I hope that it inspires you to get into your craft room or into your craft area to get to Stampin'. If you are in need of colors, dimensions, paper colors, that kind of stuff, all of that is in the links below, or in the description below, as well as my social links and places where else you can find me on the internet. So here you are, and until next time,